First of all, thanks, Lieutenant Colonel, and thanks, Ministers, I'll be brief enough. I think the first thing we need to do as clubs right around the country, we need to acknowledge what they've done where people were cocooning by bringing them their shopping right around this country, and especially the GAA put sort of a, they got in the clubs right around my own area, and indeed I think right around the country, but not alone them, all other clubs that put their shoulder to the wheel and helped those people that were having a difficult time, and I think we should acknowledge that and praise the work that they've done. Second of all, in the likes of the League of Ireland, I want to welcome what you've done, and I think that it's important. And just a few short questions for Minister Griffin. The likes of the GAA clubs, Minister Griffin, around the country, affiliation and all that, the funds are low. Is there anything there at the moment, indeed all clubs, soccer clubs, rugby clubs, the whole shebang, and indeed all sports, is there anything there that can help them keep ticking over to keep the lights on? If you could address that one. And in the line of the Sports Capital Grant for 2020, when do you reckon say it shall be opening up for clubs to look at? And I had to smile when I heard Deputy Smith talking there. If there was no pitch in for between the two canals, I wish some of them would come down the country, because sometimes we'd have to join teams together for smaller clubs at times, and they'd be quite welcome, I must say. And in the line of to Minister Ross, I want to wish you well. Going forward, say when these clubs are getting up and running and all sports, when do you envisage, in line with Deputy McGrath, what he said, the car testing for youngsters that might be actually starting to go to college in September, that have the theory test done, that have enough of lessons done, when do you envisage that the car testing could get up and running? And there's another thing, Minister, and I don't expect you to be aware of it, and maybe you are, but out at the airport, there is proposals at the moment to lay off 30 staff from Boeing, and there is 19 out of 23 engineers, and funnily enough, the Irish engineers were the first to basically get the competence on the MAX, and funnily enough, the IAA issue the maintenance approval, then they have to go and get their own separate certs for the different planes. But some engineers would have come from England and got it, and they're using it in Gatwick. And it's ironic that there'll be no one laid off in Gatwick, even though there wouldn't be Irish engineers. And even with Brexit coming, are the IAA aware that the E145 is what they call this maintenance approval is being used in Gatwick, and at the same time there's a threat that hangars will be closing in Dublin, while we must bear in mind that I think something like 62% of the leasing of aircraft is coming through this country. The staff were the first trained here in Ireland, and yes, there's difficulties in the whole aviation industry, and no one denies that, but there will be also opportunities. And I wonder, can we make sure that those highly trained Irish people, are not sacrificial lambs that the likes of Gatwick is going to keep open ahead of us? And it's ironic that an awful lot of the engineers in Gatwick were taken on only lately, compared with the people here in Ireland. I would ask you, Minister, to talk to the IAA on this EI145 maintenance approval, that it's not, and I'm not alleging anything, what I am saying is that it would be worth looking at, that it's being used in England, and if there's a hard Brexit, how does that operate when it's a European approval, and we haven't engineers here that are competent, that were the first to do it, that have flown actually all over the world. It gives them the right to do that, to make sure once they have it, and they would be, it's looking like they would be at home.